Hello, everybody. This is Chris Baker, your host of the podcast. Tell me your story. If you're watching or listening, today's story is Jamar. Is it Jamar Blackmon? Is that how you want to say it?
Yes, JAMAR BLACKMON, yes.
Jamar Blackmon is on here to tell his story from the very beginning, childhood, his career, high school experience, just everything, and where he got to, what motivated him to become a motivational speaker, what helped him to get to that path. And all
Right.
right, let's just start from the very beginning. Where you start growing
Well,
up at?
okay, so I believe the ultimate high is walking in your purpose. So at this point, I'm not just walking, I'm running in my purpose. So far as I feel as motivational speaking, I actually been preparing for this my whole life. I've actually always been in performing arts schools, so I'm not shy at all. Um, very when I was maybe 9 years old, I won an international dinner writing contest. So I look at everything I'm doing now. So first and foremost, motivational speaker. I have a mentoring program, GoalGetta Academy. With GoalGetta Academy, we focus on goal setting, mental health, financial literacy, entrepreneurship, community service, leadership development. GoalGetta podcast with Jay Black, motivational speaking albums, personal trainer, author, motivational brand. So everything I'm doing is a culmination of everything I've been doing my whole life. So I look at everything. I feel like I'm just really running to my purpose. Raised in a single parent household, see my father twice in my life. When I was 9, when I was 27. When I was 9, he was alive. When I was 27, I was at his funeral. So because of the limited interaction I have as far as a male figure, a father figure in my life, family is very important to me. Today I'm married, beautiful wife, 4 kids. They'll never experience that feeling of not having a father. Um, 9 years old was a pivotal time for me, so I named my first book Goals Give Direction because at 9 years old, um, I'll say a goal changed the trajectory of my life. I like to tell people the first chapter of my book is Death Introduced Me to Goals. So when I was 9 years old, my neighbor's brother was killed in front of his wife and kids. Now, this guy was the guy that we idolized. He always had the Jordans. He had a nice car, clothes to give us money, but he was a drug dealer. And this was a side of game that we learned. Me living next door to his family, I seen the lasting pain. And I used to play with his kids. So that was one pivotal time for me. Also at 9 years old, my mother thought me and my sister would sleep. So she was crying and frustrated, looking at these white envelopes. So when she go into the other room, I come and see what the white envelopes are. So my initial thought was, who is this guy making my mother cry? I'm gonna beat him up. My martial arts, I'm traveling, fighting competition, so I'm very aggressive. So I'm thinking I'll beat this guy up. I look at the white envelopes, it's bills. You can't beat up bills. Only way you can beat up bills is with money. So the next day, I know you're familiar with Home Alone, right? Macaulay Culkin?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, but do you remember the movie Richie Rich with Macaulay Culkin?
Yes.
Okay, so I seen the movie Richie Rich the next day. So it's a scene where he's befriending these 5 kids that are playing baseball. But they really didn't want to play with him. He's a new kid. He seemed like he pulled up like in a very expensive car. So they say, you know what? We'll bet you 10 that if you hit the ball, then we'll mess with you. But we'll bet you 10. We're not doing it for free though. So they said, we'll bet 10. So they put their money together and they get $10 to put in the pot. He pulls out his pocket $10,000. They're like, hold on, we can spend $10. But I seen then that how powerful money was. He was rich. So I figured if I became rich, I won't have to see my mother cry no more. Because her being a single parent, she was constantly crying, frustrated, just trying to pay bills. So since I was 9 years old, I also always wanted to be rich. Third situation, 9 years old. The summer before, my first interaction as far as going to, I'm from Akron, Ohio. My father's from Naples, Florida. So I went to Naples, Florida, spent the summer with my grandmother, but I got to interact with him and we had such a great time. He was saying, gonna start coming to Akron to see me, so of course I'm young, I'm believing him. So I used to wait by the door for like maybe a whole year. I used to wait by the door. It's created a lot of arguments with my mom because I used to be like, he's gonna come. He told me he's gonna come. So I used to wait by the door every day thinking he's gonna come. He never came, so my fire, for family and just fatherhood is so important. I got a lot of goals, but fatherhood's at the top of my list. Now, motivational speaking, as far as that come into play, fast forward, I was a 4-year letterman point guard, captain of the basketball team. So I missed the night before our visit. Niagara Community College. We went partying with some girls, got drunk, but we were in the car on our way to the visit. So we fell asleep. Now the person that was driving us, he got lost. So when we woke up, he was mad, angry. So he drove us straight back to Akron. Missed our college visit. Point guard, supposed to be leader of the team. So my coach was gonna find another trial maybe at a JUCO in January, but this is August. Everybody's going to school. I figured I had to find a job to make some money, and I got involved in this promotional marketing company. That's the foundation of everything I'm doing today. It taught me every aspect of entrepreneurship. First to start off with the sales marketing aspect, with business to business selling different products, but we're looking to talk to 300 people in a day, expecting 250 no's. So I learned something called law of averages. So this really made us very strong mentally because they taught us something called 8 steps to success. Number 1, have a great attitude. But number 6, protect your attitude. Easy to start the day with a great attitude. You get 70 no's in a row. If you let them hang on you, you go from being so excited at the end of the day to, hey, you seen these yet?
You
So the
know?
most no's I ever got was like maybe 17. But this one day I got 80 no's in a row. So now I'm on a curve, I'm sitting down, I'm frustrated, I'm crying. I'm like, man, I know I can do this, but it just wasn't working out. So I was like, you know what? I got up, wiped my tears off. Step number 7 is know why you're here and where you're going. So I wanted to become a business owner, so I said, you know what? I set out to be honest with you to prove the system wrong. I'm gonna do everything it told me to do and see what happens. So another 80 doors, no's, but that last door, I got a big yes. We had these Samsonite bags, $10. They bought $500 worth of products. But I learned that day, the energy you put out, it comes back to you. So it wasn't so much about what I had in my hand. I was the product, so I was trained specifically because of that business and motivational speaking. You had to outsell everybody to be able to run the morning meeting. So we had to motivate sales professionals to go out, rain, sleet, or snow to make sales. So fast forward to 2017, I actually gave my first speech under the title of motivational speaker. And I just fell in love with it, as far as the response. And I was like, this is it. This is it. So 2018, I was all in. I did my that speaking engagement actually. Out of 25 kids, 23 hands was raised as far as fathers in prison or not in the household. So they never also had a positive Black man coming to the school. So they kept asking me to come back, and people in the community kept asking about the mentoring program. So that's how GoalGetta Academy started. So GoalGetta Academy and the GoalGetta podcast with Jay Black, everything really started 2018. Today, we're still running year round. We just did a big event. We got an annual event called Success is the Only Option Teen Career Day. We bring in different career paths, and like we got the military, college recruiter, and different career paths. Quick little 10-minute workshops. They rotate to the different rooms. Catered meal. I bring in this year I brought in one of my speaker friends from out of town, and we give away gifts. We gave out some money. Motivational brands. So I also got the clothing. So I gave out 2 pair of my shoes, some money, and they also got my book, Goals Give Direction. And it was a great time. So that's me in a nutshell. We can take it from there.
All right, I was just like, wow, this guy, man, I mean, you hit on a good point too. I kind of want to go back a little bit when you were getting out there first and just kind of getting your taste of what it's like. You got all these no's, and what was your motivation in that point? So like the listener watcher can kind of get a better feel for that, because if they're going through the same thing right now, they're thinking
Right.
about they're not sure, but they want to have that fire still. So what can you say to that person?
Right. So I think like I said, that they talked about the 8 steps to success. Also, it's in my book, jblackinspires.com. You can check it out. But step number 7, you got to really know why you're here and where you're going. When you really know why you're here and where you're going, it's easy to stay motivated. Because when I break down GoalGetta, and I'm going to break it down because I eat, sleep, breathe my brand. Today I got the GoalGetta hat, shirt, jogger, shoes. I even got a GoalGetta pillow. It's when you're sleeping, I want you thinking about your goals. But my logo, it sums up my message. 1 finger to the brain, 1 to the sky. All I'm saying is with the right mindset, you go to the top. I put the red check next to the brain because everything starts with the mind, and it takes blood, sweat, and tears to achieve goals. You're a goal-getter. I'm a goal-getter. Success is the only option. So when your mindset is success is the only option, we don't believe in failure. We either win or learn. We make the adjustments. So that's the mindset. When you really know why you're here, like at this point today, you got to make it bigger than you. So I got a wife depending on me. I got 4 kids depending on me. I got a whole mentoring program. I got 40 young kings and young queens that's in my program. And I'm so big and confident as far as want to show them the importance of thinking outside the box. In middle of 2019, I actually I told them that everybody that was in attendance that day, I'm going to give them $10,000 when I become a multimillionaire, when I become a millionaire. I want to show them that you don't got to be a drug dealer, athlete, or entertainer to reach a massive success. You could be a motivational brand and become massively successful. Now, the crazy thing is about 8 months ago, a few of them called me like, can I get that $10,000? I'm like, I'm not there yet, but I've grown so much. They like thinking I got it. I'm not there yet, but the goal, it's just the power of your goal. When you really lock into your goal to make it bigger than you, it's easier to stay motivated.
And another question is like a person that is dealing with a negative mindset, that's growing up with a negative mindset. How do you help develop that person into a positive mindset that helps them get going into the right direction? What would your advice be to that person?
Well, I think you are who you surround yourself with. So you hang around with 4 alcoholics, you'll be the 5th one. You hang around with 4 millionaires, you'll be the 5th one. So you got to change your surroundings, and you can create your own reality. With me, like I said, that whole group when I was 9 years old, a lot of them end up getting in the game, became drug dealers, or end up going to prison. With me, I made a decision at the same time. I wanted some of them same material things, but I wanted to do something positive. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I named the book Goals Give Direction. When you really lock in on your goal, you can create your own reality. So now I'm reading books. My circle now, some of these guys don't know me. They will one day, but I love Tony Robbins, if that's in my lane. Les Brown, E.T., Eric Thomas. You know what I'm saying? So that's my circle, so you can create your own reality, your own circle, and then eventually you want to get connected with like-minded individuals, but you got to really respect your time. At a certain point, when you really lock into your goal, it's not going to make sense for you to hang around with certain people or do certain things. But you said you want to achieve the goal. So it's the person you are right here and the person you have to become to achieve the goal. So when you decide and really commit to the goal, then you're going to look at your day differently. You're not going to waste time. Like I'm so locked in, winners value time, 24 hours in a day, 1,440 minutes in a day, 86,400 seconds in a day. I respect time. Winners respect time. So you have to decide that you're a winner and you can create your own reality. And then by you creating your own reality, it will influence your mindset.
Well said. Well said.
Thank you.
My advice though is like I always like to tell people that are first going with that battle. As like you said, you listen to Tony Robbins, Les Brown, Steve Harvey, E.T. He's one of my favorites. I love E.T. He gets me pumped up.
Guy, yeah. Yeah.
But like my go-to is listen to them starting off for like an hour. Like you're driving somewhere, put them on. Listen to them for about an hour each day for like a month or so. And that will, I think, honestly, from my own experience, it will renew your mind. It will change you. And it'll help you get into the right direction where you really need to be. Where you can,
right, because what you're doing, yeah, but by doing what you just said, you're owning your time. So now you're creating a new circle. You're creating a new circle of influence. So now your mind is hearing certain things every single day. That's why it's so important to really master your time. You're the author of your story. So if you don't like what's going on, you can turn the page. And I'm big also on positive affirmations. So speaking life into yourself, I believe you should be the first person to speak life into yourself every single day. So something I encourage on my podcast, a good exercise is when you first wake up, 3 positive thoughts. I share a few of mine with you. Start your day a certain type of way. I'm a firm believer that the energy you put out, it always comes back to you. So with positive affirmations, it's very, very powerful to speak life into yourself every single day. And also, we got to understand that we live a very, very cold, dark world. So people are quick to tell you what you can't do. But you look at the word can't, you take the T off, it says can. You can't achieve whatever you put your mind to. So that's why I'm so big on mindset and goals, because you guys, it's very, very important to have a positive mindset and we have physical diets, but what is your mental nutrition plan? You said one vital thing, starting your day off with listening, for our podcasts or interviews, YouTube University, for our listening to people like Tony Robbins, Eric Thomas, E.T., or Les Brown, just starting off an hour doing that every single day, reading books, controlling who you interact with, it's very, very important. So it's very, very important to own your time, and that'll reshape your mindset.
What was you said you were the 3 things that you do every morning, how you start your day?
Okay, so Some I encourage, as far as on my podcast, this is a great way to start your day. So I encourage you when you first wake up, 3 positive thoughts. I'll share a few of mine with you. Be the change you want to see in the world. Be a great husband. Be a great father. Now, you can do more than 3, but at least 3 positive thoughts is when you first wake up. Now, from there, you should be going to the restroom, brushing your teeth, washing your face. If not, we got a problem. But while you're in the restroom, you look at the person you see in the mirror and you say positive affirmations. I am great. I am a winner. Success is the only option. The goal is for you to be the first person to speak life into yourself every single day. So that's a great exercise, a great way to start your day.
And now, what would you say, like, if somebody tries to attack you negatively and tries to, bring your mindset into the opposite direction? How do you handle that?
Well, you gotta protect your peace. You know what I'm saying? So just like when I was talking about the law of averages, as far as when I was in the field from a sales marketing aspect, a no is a no. Now, Akron no, a Pittsburgh no, and a New York no, because I've been in all them different fields, are totally different, but they're still no. So, but like, no, I don't want it. New York, no, I don't want that. Detroit, no, get away from me. But it's all a no, so you can't take it personal. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta have tunnel vision, whatever your goal is, and just keep going. You gotta keep going. Next door. Every no brings you closer to a yes. So that's got to be a mindset. Always know that every no brings you closer to the yes. So you got to beware of energy. I call them energy vampires, people that try to suck the life out of you. So you got to beware of energy vampires and protect your peace. And always remember, every no brings you closer to a yes.
Say that one more time.
So I tell people to beware of energy vampires, people that just want to see you so positive and they want to suck the life out of you. So you got to make sure that you protect your peace and always remember that every no brings you closer to a yes. So you just keep going. You keep going.
Every no brings you closer to a yes. Write that down.
Every
Write
no
that
brings
down.
you closer to a yes. Yeah.
All right. Let's kind of dig back into your story a little bit. Kind of go back to how was your high school experience?
High school?
Yeah.
So high school, I was actually an athlete. Like I said, I was a 4-year Letterman point guard, captain of the basketball team. Also, I was in performing arts, vocal. So music, I always loved music and sports. That was my passion. So I always been a leader, but never seen this come as far as business, But like I said, sometimes they say you want to make God laugh, tell him your plans, because he have a whole different plan than what we thought we would have, So that was mainly me in high school, It's kind of funny because I graduated with a 1.8 GPA, but a year later, I was running a multi-million-dollar company in Brooklyn, New York, So that goes to tell you, far as the goals will give you direction. When you're really locked in on something, you might not be so much focused on school, but when you're really locked in on something, it changes you. Like I told you earlier, it's the person you are and the person you have to become. So when I got involved in that promotional marketing company, now I'm reading books. Now I'm really in the mirror practicing how to speak, voice fluctuation, trained me in every aspect of entrepreneurship. I'm actually wearing suits now. I'm smiling now. In the hood, it wasn't really cool at that point to really be smiling. I'm smiling all the time now. A year later, it's kind of funny, a year removed. I'm in a merch house. I moved to Pittsburgh. It's my first. Greatness resides outside your comfort zone. So I'm living with 4 white guys, so I'm all the way out of my comfort zone. We all got the same goal to move up in this company, so it's kind of funny with the power of a goal, because like I say, it will transform you. So but high school, that was me. It was basketball, girls, of course. I always had a girlfriend, but girls and music. Yeah, music. I'm really very passionate about music. I still, to this day, now I can just incorporate it into a motivational style. So my first motivational speaking album was Life Changer. The second one's Goals Give Direction. And I'm about to start the next one next month, which will be GoalGetta. They're all on all streaming platforms.
All right. Give us a taste of what it was like just being, kind of describe and give detail of what it was like getting out there for the first time and just speaking in front of a crowd.
So you talking about, are we going back to
the very first one until where you are now?
So going back to I was very no voice fluctuation. I didn't have that down. So my mentor, Ed Leon, this Italian guy, I never forget him, that's my guy. He actually lives in Pittsburgh. He was just talking to me about just the importance of voice fluctuation. So you might go from yeah, you was having a bad day, but every day you got to get up, so you go from, like when I break down GoalGetta, a GoalGetta, it's all about passion, intensity, so you can go from quiet to being, so yes, I might be feeling this type of way, but I'm telling you, every time I think about my goals, I get so excited because so much is on the line. So it doesn't matter what nobody say, I'm gonna lock in and get the work done because success is the only option. So being able to go from small to low. So actually, it got so real because when I moved to Pittsburgh, like I'm a year out of living with my mom all this time, so now I gotta pay bills. You know what I'm saying? So it was really like, if I don't sell nothing, I don't eat. And then I gotta learn, once you master the sales marketing aspect, now you gotta compete to be able to run the morning meetings. The morning meetings is how you build your team. So now you're everybody go in the field, they might sell maybe $7 worth of merchandise. So they're going home. But I'm going night merchants. I got to be the high roller so I can run the morning meeting. So I'm bar hopping, hitting bowling alleys, gas stations to make sure I'll sell them. And I'm working on the mirror on my speech. The next morning, they think they're running the meeting, but I went night merchant and high rolled them. So when I think of motivational speaking, I think of blood, sweat, and tears, because it was so many days I had to run like all day and night to outsell everybody to just run a morning meeting. You know what I'm saying? So from there, it's just repetition. Then when it's a motivate somebody or eat situation, it heightens everything. It changes everything. Opposed to somebody that just want to speak for fun, they just want to change lives. Me, it was a situation I'm trained. It was real. Like if I don't motivate these sales professionals to go out and make sales, I'm not able to pay my building rent or my apartment rent. Fast forward to when I was in New York. I was in New York, now I got sales professionals all the way from 18 to 50 years old. And at the time I was 19, so yeah, motivational speaking for me is a different perspective than the average person.
And then kind of like you said, you moved from Akron to Pittsburgh, and that was your first taste of living on your own and get the bills and stuff.
Right.
How was that adjustment for you?
It's a big adjustment. It made me respect my mother even more, because when you got to pay your own bills and buy clothes and food, it just changes. You start flashing back on your child and stuff like that. So that was an experience. And then from Pittsburgh, I moved to Detroit, had an opportunity to go there to get the office going. And Detroit was it was tough, but it was a breakthrough for me. So 3 of my team members followed me from Pittsburgh to Detroit. Within a month, they all quit and went back to Pittsburgh. So now I'm living in this hotel by myself, and I'm frustrated. Now I got the sales marketing aspect of making money, but the only way I'm gonna get out the field is if I teach other people to master the sales marketing aspect and teach them to be able to teach other people the 5 steps to a conversation, 8 steps to success, law of averages. So I lost my whole team. So then I never forget, I was I'm packing my suitcase up, talking to my mom, frustrated. I'm like, man, maybe this is just not it. She's telling me, well, that's not the only way to get rich. Come here, we can start a business. So I'm packing up my suitcase and everything. A goal sheet falls on the floor. So we always wrote positive affirmations at the top of our goal sheet. So with me, I had greatest ever, and I had my company name, Star Quality Promotions Incorporated. So I looked at the goal sheet and I said, you know what? I'm gonna stay. So in 2.5 months, I built a team of 15 people, developed 6 leaders, skipped assistant manager, took that struggling marketing office from 10,000 to 40,000 in sales a week, and it's promoted to ownership. So and I opened my first office in Brooklyn, New York.
Wow. And how was that? Just that feeling of just seeing your company, go from where you had it and build it up. How were you feeling in that?
Well, I think I was feeling unstoppable because if you go from having a product, a wholesale product, to building that whole company like that and just transforming that office, and me being so young, it's nothing like when I say the word impossible says I'm possible. It's nothing nobody can tell me I can't achieve. So me starting over as far as entrepreneurship with the motivational speaking empire that I'm building, I've been here before, so it's a matter of me just learning the system, the business side, and it's being consistent because it's constantly watering seeds. Like when I first started that intro, I feel the 3 words coming. I'm excited. Yeah. That's why I start all my motivational videos, but they was like, we just stop doing that. You be saying some real stuff, but that intro got the attention. 3 months after LeBron James school opened, I was there speaking at that school. The same intro got the attention of Akron University Black Male Summit. So it's very important to ignore the naysayers. When God give you a vision, you stay loyal to that and stay committed. and they'll get it later. Now today they all like, man, you're a dope speaker, man. You're doing this, but they was the same ones telling me to stop doing that. So you gotta stay locked in. And everything started with me online, just making videos. And from there, school started reaching out. And then today, it's kind of funny, the power of staying consistent on social media. A counselor from New Jersey found me on TikTok, and now I'm going to New Jersey in June for a speaking engagement. So to see how far I've come, just start off with with my oldest daughter, who used to be outside, rain, still snow. She recorded me doing videos, and now I'm heading to New Jersey.
How does that feel, actually?
It feels great because everything I said that was going to happen has happened, because I still do free speaking engagements, but before it was like people just wanted me to come, they want to pay. But now people's like, what's your budget? We need to have you. They're really, so now that we're big on impact and income. So now that I'm actually able to support my family and travel, which was always the goal. Now I'm starting to get the opportunity to travel. It's an amazing feeling to do what you feel you were born to do. And I feel I was born to inspire, to empower, to develop people to become the best version of themselves.
And just to see it happening, the thoughts that you had in your head, and then the words that you spoke are just coming into existence. Your seeds are finally they're blossoming. Now you're traveling all over the place, and just
right.
Wow. Does it keep you humble, or how do you actually say it, like,
Oh. Well, I got so far to go. I'm just locked in. Like I say, it's purpose. Like I feel I'm just locked in on my purpose. So that's why, like I said, I'll still work with budgets if they can't even afford my price. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm all about changing lives. Like one of my hashtags on social media is always, one of them is change the world. Like I'm on a mission to change the world. You know what I'm saying? So my day is to look a certain type of way. So it's deeper than just the money. Of course, you need money to survive. But I'm just locked in on my purpose. So there's nothing really, I'll never get too big headed seeing this. I've been there. I've had sleep for dinner. I had sleep for dinner. So I'll never forget where I come from. And I'm all about just the underdog and just want people to recognize their greatness and just tapping into it and just being the best version of themselves. I believe that comparison is the thief of joy. So a lot of people are just so worried about, well, this person got this, that, but you don't know their backstory. All you seeing is the end result. You don't know all they've been through. The late nights, they probably cried and frustrated, or the times the business failed, they eventually kept going and built it up to that point. Steve Jobs, he started in the garage. People forget that. Yeah, Steve Jobs, massive, rich. He does so much, changed the culture as far as technology, but he started in the garage, long days, 23-hour days. People don't want to remember that part, though.
Yeah, it goes back to what you were saying, though. It goes back to, you're going to get a bunch of no's, but you're going to get those yeses as well, and that's what's going to help you.
Yeah, that's what's going to help. You gotta believe, and you just gotta actually just commit to the process. Like we think about, like today, it's normal to hit a light and hit a switch and light comes on. But Thomas Edison at the time, it's kind of funny in an interview, they said, well, why did you just keep going? You failed 9,999 times. It took you to 10,000 times to get it right. Well, he said, I didn't fail 9,999 times. I found 9,999 ways that didn't work. It's perspective. And people that think like that, those are the people that change the world, that win their life, that become successful.
That is really where your mindset needs to be. You need to,
right.
You gotta read those stories, man, because a lot of people, there is so many stories out there where people went from nothing to something. And that's really,
right.
The one that's watching right now, listening right now, that could be you next. That could be you next.
That's right. That's right.
What, when you first started reading books, do you remember the couple books you started reading to start getting you in the right direction?
The one that really grabbed me, Success is a Choice, Rick Pitino. So that was the one I think I really, really
start getting into that positive stuff.
People just got to really do the research, but
hold on.
reading. But
you froze up.
I got me.
You froze
okay.
up.
Okay. But I tell people all the time that you just gotta do the research. There's so much you can gain from just reading. Like one of my favorite quotes is, "A smart person learns from their own mistakes, but a wise person learns from other people's mistakes." Now, be smart, you're gonna make mistakes, but I really encourage people to be wise. If we look at people that's been in your field or older than you, they've made so many mistakes. We can read their story and not make the same mistakes. Like the reason why I'm even propelling so far as my speaking career, I decided during the pandemic to invest in a speaker academy. So now being connected to Jeremy Anderson and ET. So now I can learn this system and the things that they went through, and I don't got to make them same mistakes. They got a blueprint, a system that works. Let me learn that. I still got to go through the process and go through things on my own, but it saves me a lot of time and money instead of trying to figure everything out on my own. That's why it's so important to first have a mentor and also read.
Well said. How did you handle the COVID period? Did that slow you down at
For
all?
me,
Or?
it was a time for me to really sit back and evaluate my brand and the direction that I wanted to go with everything. You know, I was so used to I got so much going on. So I had to sit still. And I was saying I wanted to become an author. So I tell people all the time, they'd be like, "What? You crazy?" But to me, the pandemic was a blessing in disguise for me. You know, I became an author. I became an author in the pandemic. I became an author. I was able to assess my brand for my mentoring program, GoalGetta Academy. We made some adjustments that took everything to a whole different level. I was actually able to become back a full-time entrepreneur, you know? So I think looking at everything and shifting your strategies to everything. So of course, in-person speaking engagements was pause for everything, but virtual, you know? So me just investing into a speakers academy and investing into an authors program, I got into this community and I just learned the business side in the game. So now I applied that to everything I was doing. So now I learned how to set up the computer and email and still reach out for speaking engagements because people still were going through it. Students were still going through it. Everything's just online now. So I can still get opportunities for as far as online. And even now everything is opening back up. Now we still got the virtual meetings every Monday as far as my mentoring program. And now I was able to make my mentoring program national. So now we got people tuning in from Louisiana, Florida, you know, kids from all over. So I really leveled up during the pandemic.
Awesome to hear that, man. You took advantage of that time period of being at home, and
Right.
I feel like
But
really
it was scary.
that's what everybody should have done. I'm kind of glad I did that in my spare time. I was like, I ain't about to sit here. I'm about to take
Right.
advantage of this.
Right. But at the same time, it's definitely it was a scary time, you know, just seeing so many people dying. And it wasn't even just older people, it was younger people. You know, I was seeing us getting COVID and hearing the story as far as people close to me, you know, just seeing things that was happening. It was a very scary time, definitely with my wife being high risk. And my wife has a MS. So it's kind of funny. People are like, how are you just so excited all the time? It doesn't mean that life doesn't happen to me. It's just all about perspective, you know? So with my two youngest kids have autism, so they're both nonverbal. So that's a challenge in itself, you know? And the doctors say it's a chance they'll never speak, but me, I'm such an optimist. I believe they're going to be spokespeople for MS. They're going to speak one day. You know, my wife, she has lesions on her brain and her spine, you know what I'm saying? So when she has a flare up, she loses her sight and feelings in her legs, you know? 2017, September 30th, I'll never forget, you know? So I told you I was at this company. I was actually the first Black supervisor at this company. And a friend actually told me about the job. He was maybe there 10 years. I was there 5 years when I got that position. But at this time, I knew that my calling was motivational speaking. I was going to be back as far as entrepreneurship, but he was about to get fired from the job. I got him transferred to my department. Situation happened again. I had to write him up. Another situation happened. I was supposed to fire him, but since I didn't fire him, what happened? They fired me.
Wow.
Now, I told you, I'm the provider for my family, wife, 4 kids. So that's when everything got, that's my first taste of experiencing what can happen to my wife, as far as because we got to keep her stress levels down. So she had a flare up, ended up in the hospital, lost her sight, feelings in her leg. So that's why every day, no matter how tired I get, I create something called an extra mile bucket. So memories, I could think of how she looked in that hospital, you know, saying that gives me a boost of energy. So when I said step number 7 of the 8 steps of success knowing why you're here, where you're going. My why is so strong. I got a few why buttons that gives me them energy boosts, but the whys are so strong and powerful. But I know specifically talking about that situation, why I have to stay focused and stay excited, because I have my wife depending on me, I have my 4 kids depending on me, and I gotta, like my shirt says, success. Success is the only option. Success is the only option.
And that, I mean, that is great though. I mean, just thinking about, I mean, I hope, whoever's watching right now, listening, that they, that helps them out as well. Because
Right.
really, when you think about it, who are you working for? You want to be successful, but you want to do like how he says. You want to be able to help for that person. You want to buy that house for your parents. You want to buy that house for yourself. You want to have a blessing for your kids in the future if you don't have them yet.
Right.
You just got to have something to work for, man. You got to have
Got
that
to.
motivation, that fire inside you.
And you can't let nobody put it out. You can't let nobody put out. And if you stay locked on, your goals, it's an everyday thing. Who said it? I think Kobe Bryant said, you can't get points today from yesterday's game. So you might have killed it yesterday, but what you gonna do today? So I say you gotta show up and show out every single day. That gotta be the mindset every single day. You gotta show up and show out every single day. If you continue to do that, you're paying the cost. Like blood, sweat, and tears, you're making a deposit for your dream. And that's how you eventually make it become reality.
And it's so hard because, like you said before, living in that negative world, man, where people are going to constantly try to put that fire out. But you have to
Right.
do what you have to do every day. You got to be successful every day. You got to make every day count.
And that's why it's so important. Like I said, you got to show up and show out every single day and have tunnel vision and understand that everybody's not going to understand your vision, and that's okay. But if you have that mindset that success is the only option, you're going to win every single day. Kobe also said this. He said, okay, so they're like, what team? There's no I in team. There's an I in win. There's an I in win. So I was telling I had a speaking engagement at my old high school the other day. So I was saying, if every single person on the team focuses on winning the day, it's going to make the team stronger. So yes, there's no I in team. There's an I in win. The team wants to win. So we have to focus on each player winning the day. Be the best version, putting their best foot forward every single day, working extremely hard every single day. If every single player wins the day, it's going to make the entire team stronger. So it's very, very important every day to just block out everything, have tunnel vision, and just win the day. Aim to be the best version of yourself.
What would you say is the hardest thing you came across when somebody was just all negative about it, and how was your go-to for that person to help them get their head in the right direction? If you understand.
I'm very transparent. So like I said, I believe in using pain to push you to greatness. Like I said, it don't get no realer for me than I told you September 30, 2017, that next month, I'm the provider, for my family. I got all these responsibilities. So for me, I had to swallow my pride and actually call my wife's grandma for assistance financially, because my kids are looking in the refrigerator and it's empty, it's low. So you got to use the memories, that pain, to keep you locked in and just to work hard every single day. Positive results will always follow if you work hard, but you got to work hard. And you got to understand that your timing and God's timing is different. So you got to stay relentless with it every single day, and eventually things will get better. But if you don't put in the work, nothing's going to change. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. So if you say you want this life, you got this big dream, okay, we're going to see how bad you really want it with your daily actions. It's your daily actions. And like we talked about earlier, starting your day a certain type of way, listening to some motivational speakers or podcasts. You got to what's your mental nutrition plan? Who are you listening to? What are you feeding your brain? You got to feed your brain positivity every single day. Throughout the day, every day, all I'm thinking is success is the only option. I'm thinking about my why buttons when I get tired, when I feel like I can't go on. You got to find out what your why buttons are. For me, wife, 4 kids. I can see vividly right now my mother looking at them white envelopes, crying, frustrated. So you got to find out what your why buttons. I eat, sleep, breathe my brand, GoalGetta. Even got the GoalGetta tattoo. So I kind of it's a constantly reminder. So you gotta find out what your why buttons are, master them, and just focus one day at a time. Master your time.
Man, I love your energy. You got me over here pumped up.
That's the goal. That's the goal.
That's the kind of energy you want to give to everybody, though, man. Do you get
That's
that?
right.
Like wherever you go, you just they pick up on your energy, and it just all of a sudden people are just pumped up out of nowhere.
Right. And that's the goal. It's kind of funny because I was telling somebody, it's just it's a responsibility. All of us have a responsibility. With me, big on energy. I'm big on energy because I understand the energy you put out, it comes back to you. But it's very, very important for everybody. With you, it could be just the way that you dress that makes them. You don't even know they're watching you. The way you dress. Are you smiling every day? Are you asking them how they're doing? And nobody else asks them how they're doing. Or you starting your podcast and you just speaking on putting your platform up every single week or 2 weeks, and they seeing that you consistently doing that. And they say, you know what? Dang, Chris does that. He's really passionate about that. Maybe I need to get passionate about something. So by you just being you, walking in your purpose, it'll change somebody else's life. And that's what it's about.
And that's the goal, man. That's the goal.
Right.
I don't want to start yelling and shouting like that. That's your job.
Hey, if you feel it, you gotta let it out. You gotta let it out. That's what you want to do.
Like I feel it coming out, but I'm like, I gotta stay calm. I gotta stay control. I want to get people all worked up and freaked out. I'm like, this dude's a little hyped up.
Right.
But really, like that's what it is. That's what it's all about. What you find out, what your passion is, what your gift is, what your true talent is from God, and what He has put inside you. And once you really learn how to use it and give it back to the world, it doesn't get much better than that. And once you figure really what it's all about, what you're capable of, it's only just the beginning from there. And like you said, you feel it. I feel it right now. You feel it right now. You get that fire going inside of you, and you start spreading it to others, man. It's like, I want you to feel this, man. That's how I feel. Doing this, I just love building people up. I love encouraging people, inspiring them, and just showing people that there's so much more to this world than you actually think. You can make this world better than what you think it is,
You can, because you got to think about it, right? Everything around us was once an idea. Like it's normal today for us to get in the car and drive. But at one point, we were all on horses. Luckily, Carl Benz created the car, the vehicle. And even then, he didn't even have the courage to take it out of his garage. His wife took it out and drove it one day. So everything is an idea. Your shirt was an idea. The floor, a bed was an idea.
This phone.
The radio was an idea. You know what I'm saying? So it's so important for us to make sure that we act on whatever vision that God gives us, because it's going to make the world a better place. They say the richest place in the world is a cemetery, because so many people are rich with ideas, but they didn't have the courage. They let people get in their head. We talked about earlier, that negativity, and let people get inside their head and live rent free and discourage them from acting on their dream. So they took their dream to the cemetery. So I encourage people that they got to have tunnel vision, ignore the naysayers. And it's so important. It's normal to have fear that come up, but it's not. I want you to fight through it. You got to fight through it. And I'm telling you, the reward on the other side of fighting through that fear is priceless.
No, I just want to tap in on what you were just talking about just a second ago. For the person that's watching, listening right now, think about what he just said. At one point, there was no cars. There was buggies. And before that, there wasn't buggies. We was walking. There was never roads. But somebody came up with that idea. Somebody came up with the idea for, houses. Came up with the idea. We was living in rocks before. Think about the train. The train at one time.
Yeah.
And then what's the crazy part is it keeps evolving. More stuff keeps happening. A lot of times, I remember hearing something crazy about, like, they thought at one time that if we were to go 60 miles per hour, it would kill us. It would kill us in the car.
Right.
We would die. But you see, we're going much faster than that, especially on trains. And just think about that. Like, really think about it for a minute. Like, at one time, even right now, how this is even possible. Somebody thought, like, hey, instead of going and meeting in person, we could actually do this over the phone. We could actually have
Wow,
like think about that. And then,
crazy.
and not only that, and it's something else to be grateful for too, that a lot of people probably miss on a daily basis is just think how easy it is now. I mean, you think your life is hard, but think about the bed that you're sleeping in, how comfortable that is, the couch you're laying on, this having a house, a roof over your head, how grateful that is. Here comes the grateful spirit coming in. I feel it. And just as you're driving around, really take in like the scenery around you. All the like, depending on where you're at, like think about it. You can go anywhere, get some food. You can get groceries. At one point, you actually had to do that yourself. You actually had, and a lot of people wouldn't feel great about it, but you actually had to hunt for your food at one time. You don't have to do that no more. You can actually go into a store and get it yourself. Anything that you can
Right.
think of, like food wise, how great we have it. Like whatever you want, your taste buds are going after. Boom.
Yeah, that's crazy. And that's all because somebody had an idea
It's all
and they
good.
acted on a vision. Yeah.
So that's what this is all about, man. Just you have an idea, don't be afraid to show it off. Of course, you're gonna have people that are gonna tell you it's no good, but
Yeah.
those same people, like you said earlier, those same people are gonna come back to you and be like, "Oh, I was all about it, man. I knew you would get to it." Like, yeah,
Right.
yeah, and you could say for yourself, how many times did that happen?
Man, I'm telling you. It's crazy now. So far as the brand, now I got people I'm writing. I could be walking through the grocery store. Out of nowhere, I hear somebody saying one of my slogans. They'll be like, I feel the 3 words coming. I'm excited. Yeah. Or I'm riding in the car. Cause I even got a GoalGetta mobile. You know what I'm saying? So I got that phrase on my GoalGetta van. I got my logo and everything. So people would beep the horn and just throw up the GoalGetta. You know what I'm saying? So, but it was a certain point where people was like, this guy is crazy. But now everybody's like I've been. It's a crazy feeling to be at a speaking engagement and have 2,000 people throwing up your logo, or repeating your phrases. And at the beginning, it was people that was telling me that was close to me, telling me I shouldn't even do this. And what if I'd have been weak minded and listened? All the lives I'm changing now. That's why it's so important to have that tunnel vision and just to keep going and learn to block out the naysayers.
And that's what it is. God has a purpose for all of us.
Right.
Once you figure out what it actually is, you're gonna have people that are gonna try to deny you. They're gonna try to
Yeah.
stop you from achieving that gift, that goal,
Right.
what you're chasing. But I want you also to realize too, is that when it does come down to that, you're heading in the right direction.
Right.
You're on the right path.
Yes, you are.
If you got people coming and attacking you and telling you that it ain't worth it, man, give up on it. You're heading in the right direction, but do not let them defeat you.
Exactly.
Do not let them defeat you because like you're gonna get greatness, man. It's gonna happen. I'm the motivational speaker. I
There
love
we go. We
it.
back. Hey, and they keep trying. They can't stop us, Chris. They can't stop us.
I know. I was like, every time we start getting into one of these moments, we start preaching, man. It's like, oh, we got to cut this
Yeah,
off. It's too much for us. But yeah,
right.
like I was saying though, man, it's when you get into that goal and you start heading and following what you're meant to do in life, it's gonna get tough. It's gonna be a challenge at times. You're gonna go through some battles. But if I learned anything in this life, the greatest battles, the hardest storms, man, there's always blessings after them, and they're
Right.
massive blessings.
Very. I definitely agree with that. Every test leads to a testimony. But you gotta keep going. You gotta go through the test. You can't pause. You gotta keep going before you can get to the testimony. So that's very true.
Who's the motivational speaker here? You and me. Over here preaching. Over here preaching, man. Anything you want to add to that?
Oh no, just like I just said every test leads to a testimony. So it's just very important just to stay the course. And when I break down GoalGetta for you can fully understand it, but we break down GoalGetta, it's a goal getter grinds to greatness every day, aims to be the best version of themselves every day, understands that adversity is a part of the journey to success. So we embrace it. We never give up. Success is the only option. So it's a part that says adversity is a part of the journey to success. So I want people to learn to embrace it. Embrace it, because you can't go through life without pain, without obstacles. So embrace it. And then tell yourself success is the only option. We either win or learn, because success is the only option. So when you learn to embrace adversity, life will become easier, because you're gonna expect obstacles. But then you're gonna be like, you know what? That's all you got? Or you thought that punch was gonna knock me down and keep me on the ground? No, every time you knock me down, I'm gonna get up and throw my fist up and show you who you're dealing with. And that gotta be the mindset if you're gonna win that life, because it's always gonna be a battle, always gonna be an obstacle.
Yeah, life can beat you to your knees, man, if you let it.
That's right.
You gotta get back up and keep fighting, keep going,
That's right.
and keep
That's
knowing.
right.
And most importantly, know who's in charge. Know that God is
Right.
leading you every step of the way.
That's right.
And most importantly, I like to always add into this: when stuff starts going your way, do not let go of God's hand. Do not look the other direction, because a lot of times that happens. People make that mistake and say, "Oh, man, I got it from here. I can do it from here. I don't need you." And that's when stuff starts going downhill. You find yourself in situations where it's like, "Oh, what do I do from here?" But
Right.
when that does happen, realize that He's always there.
That's right.
They always imagine God as this old man on a cloud, but that's not true. He's inside of us. He's in all of us.
That's right.
And a lot of people miss that. A lot of people miss that.
Mhm.
You guys that go to church.
That's why I tell people, that's why I tell people, you were born with greatness in you, because you were made in the image of God, but you got to tap into it. You got to consistently tap into it for that light to shine. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's very true.
Once you tap into the greatness inside you, and once you know that, and you truly accept, a lot of people, we hear it all the time, you're sons and daughters of God. But think about that again. Like, think about what his son Jesus did. I'm getting the church again here. But what Jesus did, he did everything. What Jesus did, we can do as well. Everything that he did. He had a goal. He had a purpose. He knew what he came down here to do for us. And he paved the way for us, and he showed us that you can do this as well. You want to help people out? It's the same way. Just do follow the footsteps as me, your brother.
Right.
Follow me, and you'll do exactly the
right.
same works, man. And you see it in your life. I see it in my life. I hope whoever's watching, listening, is starting to see it in their lives. If not, I hope this is the glass shattering effect for you.
Right. Right.
I hope this is the opening, hoping it's opening your eyes to the world that's really in front of you. You control your world. You control your world. I'll say it again. You control your world. Everything you think, that's what comes into your reality.
That's very true.
You think
Very true.
you think positive thoughts, you're gonna get positive results. You think negative, thoughts, you're gonna get negative results. Now you make your choice.
That's right. That's right.
Yep, you want to achieve that though. You want to get there and just stay positive, man. That's what it's all about. I froze up again, huh? Good thing we're not live, man. I get to edit this out a lot. It keeps happening.
Here we go. Back again.
I'm like, every time we get into the moment, man, we start preaching, getting there hard.
Right.
Wow, we've been down here for almost an hour already. Is there anything that I forgot to cover before we begin to wrap this thing up?
Oh, no, everybody, if they want to get a copy of my book, Goals Give Direction, definitely go to my website, jblackinspires.com. Also, you can grab, we got shirts, hoodies, bags. Even like I said earlier, we even got the GoalGetta pillow, because I want you thinking about your goals even when you're sleeping. And I want you to be walking through life in the GoalGetta Classics or the GoalGetta I'm Excited Yeah. So even the shoes, we got that on the website. So definitely go there, grab you some GoalGetta apparel. Stay connected with me on social media, Instagram, YouTube. Is J Black the GoalGetta. That's GoalGetta. And I just hope everybody just really recognizes that they are great and just decide to tap into it, because it's a decision. You make a choice, and then from there, it's a process. A lot of people don't want to go through the process, but you got to go through the process. So I love and believe in you, and always remember, always remember, always remember, only person that can stop you is you. Yes.
Well said. Now, if anybody wants to get in contact with you, get a hold of you, how do they do that?
So like I just said, Instagram, YouTube, J Black the GoalGetta.
No,
Also TikTok, same thing.
like a personal, like how they can get like a hold of you direct.
Direct, so through there. Email is jamargoalgetta@gmail.com. You can DM me, message me, and we'll definitely connect.
All right, sounds good, man. Thanks for coming on and telling your story. Thank you for the people that are watching right now. Thank you for listening. And tune in next time. This is Chris. That's Jamar. He told his story. Peace.